double binds and how to get out of them. Hello and welcome to Communication Psychology. My name is Gerhard. I'm a psychologist from Hamburg, Germany, specialized in communication psychology in international, intercultural and multi-language contexts. So, what is a double bind? A double bind is a situation in which you have just two options how to react. Both options are contradictory and both options include a significant risk of making a mistake. Example, your boss tells you, become more autonomous, but seconds later tells you, but make sure to coordinate with me every time first. Now, both instructions are contradictory. Now, how should you behave? How should you act? If you choose option A, that is, you become more autonomous, then you risk being scolded for not having asked your supervisor. Why didn't you coordinate with me first? Well, you told me to become more autonomous. Well, but I also told you to coordinate with me first. So now, if you choose option B and really ask before every action, before every initiative, then your supervisor may scold you for not being autonomous enough. But I told you, be more autonomous. Why are you interrupting me all the time? Often, there is an incongruency that is a lack of match between our body language and what we say. Being asked, how are you? You may answer, well, I'm great. But your body language shows that you are sad, tired, or annoyed. So how should the other person react to that? If the other person takes your word as true, then the other person may move on to another topic, so may not ask you further. So this happens very often in relationships between colleagues and in families, that over time there's an accumulating frustration on the communicator's side, and after some months the other person, also the communicator, may become angry. Well, you are so insensitive, you don't show any interest in me. The other person may say, well, you always tell me you are great, you are fine. And then you may say, well, I told you I'm great, but you should have seen that I'm not feeling great, and you should have asked more questions. You should know me. On the other hand, if the other person starts asking more questions, well, how do you really feel, or is everything okay with you? Then you may get back at the other person and say, well, what do you mean? I told you I'm great. So why? The other person is being too nosy, so to getting too private, and you scold him or her for that. So once again, we have two situations, and both are equally wrong, or they're equally risky. Now, why do we have such double bind situations? And often double bind situations are created intentionally, which makes it very difficult to get out of them. Because if somebody permanently, regularly creates double binds for you, you become controlled by the other person. The other person holds all the strings. So if you say A, the other person can live out his enjoyment, his lust for power and domination, and punish you. So version B is equally punishable. So it's a manipulation tactic too for some people. So they intentionally create with their employees or family members double binds, so that they're always on the winning side and you're always on the losing side. So you may recognize this. So please write down some examples. But often also it's not intentionally, and in such a situation there are solutions for that. We may talk about that a bit later. But so why do we have unintentional double binds? Because often we don't have clarity inside. For example, I don't feel well, I have some problems, but at the same time, I don't want to talk about it yet. So what comes out of my mouth is, I'm great, but my body language shows the other part. So I've a mixture of feelings inside, and I've not figured out what my real position is. This very often happens in education and in parenting. For example, in many countries, new parents, they have a baggage of parenting experiences which are authoritarian or violent, so they have a big power distance between parents and children. Now, at the same time, the same parents watch Instagram influencers, psychologists, or they maybe still read women magazines suggesting that you should be positive with your children. Your positive psychology. You should encourage your children. It's not good to punish your children all the time. So what happens then from many, if not most parents, is a mixture. So the recipient, our child, gets also permanent double binds, because one day you get punished for this, one day it's okay. And a typical double bind situation in all kinds of relationships is the question, well, tell me what you feel, or you can be open with me. Now, if you choose and you are really open with your parents or with your supervisor, and you say what really hurts you, angers you, annoys you, there's a significant risk of retaliation. The other person will. So, well, how dare you tell me this? On the other hand, if you don't open up, then the other person may criticize for you. Well, you are always so closed. So it's a perfect double bind, and it's probably created by parents or supervisors not having a very clear behavior. So on the one hand, they punish people for being disrespectful, for contradicting me. You contradict me as a boss. I don't want that. But at the other hand, they say, well, we are all a team. We are all at the same level. Please share everything with me. So double binds, if you really start looking into it, they are everywhere. Now, what could you do to not create double binds for others is to permanently work on internal inner clarity. So you need to have a process. It could be journaling, it could be meditation, and a traditional sense also, in the Christian sense also meditation, to have clarity about what's inside your head. That's a 1,000-year-long tradition and philosophy. And the clearer you are, the less the possibility to make unintentional double binds for others. Also, you give the other person a chance to give you feedback. So you ask the other person, is it clear for you, or am I being clear in this situation or not? And then you give the other person the chance to say, well, it seems a bit contradictory to me. Now, if you're at the receiving end of double binds, and it's not that the other person is wanting to control you intentionally, then you may say, well, I'm a bit confused, because if I become more autonomous, then I will coordinate less with you. And if I coordinate every time with you, I'm not autonomous. So please tell me, what is the proper degree of autonomy you want me to have? For what kind of problems do you want to be consulted? And what are things I can be fully autonomous? Okay. So I wish you much success in your communication. So if you have questions, comments, please leave them. And if you want to invite me for a free consultation in your company, to learn more about communication psychology, we can do it online, of course, because I'm based here in Eastern Europe, in the Republic of Moldova at present. Please find my contact details here on my YouTube page. So see you next week. Bye-bye.